Hello, I'm Leo Dymowski, the Libertarian candidate for Attorney General of Maryland. I'm a former paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division. I'm a trial lawyer, and I currently work for the Maryland Parole Commission, deciding who gets out of prison. My top campaign issue is to end the drug war, which is just a war against the people. The U.S. has the highest incarceration rate in the world. The land of the free and the home of the brave has more people in prison than Russia and China combined. At the same time, we have the highest rate of drug usage in the world. Clearly, our drug policy has failed. If you wanted to keep people addicted, you could not come up with a better way than our current drug policy. A majority of people in our prisons are nonviolent drug offenders who have hurt no one but themselves, and it costs $40,000 a year to keep them in prison. The only way to break the cycle is to take the profits out of drug dealing. In 2000, Portugal legalized all drugs. Since then, drug use has actually declined, along with overdose deaths and HIV rates. Their jails are empty, violence has sharply declined. At the same time, Singapore has a death penalty for drugs, and use has actually increased. Through legalization, Portugal has taken the profits out of drugs, Singapore is not. We can't keep drugs out of prisons, much less free societies, but we can cut out the profits, which cut out the dealers, and actual usage will decline. It's really just free market principles. Another important issue is the fight to preserve our constitutional right to bear arms and end citizen disarmament. Criminals will always have access to guns. Only tax-paying, law-abiding citizens are affected by gun laws. Some other issues are I will fight to abolish speed cameras as their only real purpose is to collect revenue. I will fight to eliminate the ridiculous rain tax. I will sue to recover the money wasted on the failed Maryland Health Exchange. Those contracted failed to deliver and must be held accountable. And unlike my predecessor, I don't need a chauffeur. I'll drive myself to work. In this election, my Democratic opponent is a 28-year career politician who has lost touch with the people. He's consistently voted for more regulations and higher taxes. He actually led the fight for the ridiculous rain tax and has voted for higher sales tax, gas tax, income tax, higher tolls, and he also voted to increase his own pay. On April 29th in the Washington Post, it was reported he voted against a bill that would add jail time for crimes committed in the presence of children. Brian Frost said that his conscience would not let him be part of legislation because he was sensitive to the disproportionate number of black men sent to prison. In other words, he was more concerned with the race of the perpetrator than the welfare of a child. This is sick. If he is concerned with a high black incarceration rate, then focus on the nonviolent drug offenders who have not harmed anyone, just as I'll do, and not people, black or white, who would harm children. This is how out of touch career politicians are. My other opponent is an establishment Republican. If you like Romney, you'll like him. I'm running because I'm sick and tired of what the politicians have done to our country and state. I'm tired of trying to choose between the lesser of two evils, because in the end, you're left with evil. And if you don't vote, the establishment wins, because their voters are paid off with jobs and contracts and the like. Don't waste your vote by voting for more of the same. You can send a real message and say enough is enough by voting Libertarian. Please check out my website, vote4leo.org. That's vote4leo.org to learn more, and thank you for listening and becoming involved in the process. We're all in this together.